So today we're going to have a go at the wave patterns. These are sort of the outlines of them, but we're then going to mark the other pattern, the other part of the pattern within each of these. So what I've started with is a grid 14 by 14 centimeters and divided that up into 4. So it's 3.5 centimeter squares again, like we had last week. So you can mark that straight onto your fabric if you want to sew, or keep a workings file as well of your workings on paper. So that's our first step. And we're going to be using a 7 centimeter diameter circle there that will fit use there to make the patterns. So I've divided up into 3.5 centimeter grid there, and then I've got my 7 centimeter diameter circle, and this time, rather than drawing around the whole circle here, I'm just going to do half here and then here. Then what I'm going to do is stagger that to get the clamshell pattern. So rather than just going for it underneath like this, I'm going to do one in here, here, and here, and then we're back to that one there, just to keep the pattern staggered. As I said, if you haven't got something circular to draw around, you can just, sorry, it's going to be that way, that one. You can just sort of do it by eye because it's broken down into quarters, the pattern. If you feel confident to do that, you can just draw the curves yourself, or like I said, make yourself a template. So that's the outline of all those clamshells done. So I'll let everybody do that and then we'll move on to the next bit. So once we've drawn those curves in, the first pattern, the first one we will try is with the 3 lines drawn in. So we've done the first one there with the outer, and then I find the best way to mark it is if from that outer curved edge, we're marking in about 0.5 centimetre in. So you can do it with a ruler, or you could always get another template that's 6.5 centimetres. I tend to just do this bit by eye at this point. So we're just doing a smaller curve on the inside there. You could do it a little bit further away if you wanted to, but just keep them even. And then again, like I said, we do another one. Follow the curve. That one's not as neat there as if it's going to be a whole circle, but then it's broken off. And then the same on the other side. If you have got a compass, this is where it comes into good use. And as well, if you use a, so you can dip down here, so allow it to touch the curve below. If you have done it in pencil, you can always rub out if you're not happy with the line. So that's our first pattern there. Is the Sayadaw wave with the 3 there. You occasionally see it with just the 2 lines. So that's the first one we're going to mark on. So for the middle row here, what we're doing is the same again for the first curve. So this is just a variation of the Sayadaw wave. And then just a half one on either side. And then this one, rather than following that curve, we just go further down and we're doing a bit of a dropped curve. So it's not following the same angle. So you can start the same distance, but rather than following the curve round, we're just doing it dropped like that. So that's our second option. And then for our last one here, we're going to do the pampas grasses. So this time we are just drawing a line into the centre from the edge there. And then a second line dropped below that finishes just before that central line. And this is to look like grasses blowing in the wind. So we still have the outer curve. And then it just has these two in the middle. So you could do that also for this bottom part of our design as well. So drawing the outer section there, the outer curve. That one's not going to need one because it's the other half. But here we can draw. And then on this one too. And that will be the third design we can have a go with.